Bless y'all. Bless y'all. I want to come quick with something that came to mind while I was watching one of Pastor Dowell's newest videos on Patreon. Main topic is, and I'm going to sum it up in this verse: oil and precious treasure are stored in the house of the wise, but the sluggard is going to be reduced to penury and rags because of his refusal to work. Two scriptures right there that I've stored in my heart that came to mind as soon as I was watching this video, because there is a multitude of people that want to hate on Pastor Dowell because he has nice things, because he has a house that is being constructed for him, because of his labors, because of his unending love, because of his sacrifice, because of his diligence, because of his gratitude. And what we have, you cannot have things that are nice, that are great, because you're not grateful. You're not joyful. You haven't served him with joyfulness. You haven't served Yah with joyfulness and gladness of heart. So guess what? You're going to have scarcity in all things. You're going to have nakedness and coldness because you didn't store up these things, because you did not walk in the correct and right spirit that the Most High Yah told you, instructed you, and commanded you to walk in. But because you refuse to do it, you have lack and you have nothing. And I'm saying this to myself because of my decisions and the things that I have done, not taking and heeding the counsel of Pastor Dowell, I came out the worst because I thought I knew what I was talking about. I thought I knew when I was just young, dumb, and full of some. But we got to stop walking in this envious, bitter spirit because we've achieved nothing in life. And we see a man that has walked in wisdom, in soundness for years, and has wore out the doorstep of wisdom, has entreated wisdom, and wisdom has met him in every thought. You're going to hate on him now because he has success. Yah is going to bring about a success upon his people and upon the man that obeys him. Why? Because it's according to his law and it's according to his way. If you heed the commandments of Yahweh, you're going to have success. Your silver and gold are going to increase as well. It ain't going to mean you're going to be a millionaire, but you're going to have sufficient means for your life. And based on your diligence, based upon your diligence and your work ethic, that's all in the hand of Yah. The word says, hey, it's a small thing in the eyes of Yah to make a man rich overnight. But hey, the book also talks about if you're rich and your Elohim is Mammon, you're going to have great sorrow and you're going to pierce yourself through with many sorrows. I'm not the one that gets to designate who becomes great. That's not my decision. But if you want to be great and want to strive in this walk and in this way, let him be a servant. Guess what? Pastor Dowell has been a servant for 30 plus years, and he's considered great. You are not considered great because you're not a servant. You don't show up. You don't work. You don't want to be around the saints, but you don't mind having fellowship with them devils and with those spirits. You'll have all the fellowship in the world with bitterness, with envy, with jealousy, which is the rage of a man. And this ain't righteous at all, because you're not jealous of something that you're losing. You've never had it. So why are you jealous? What are you raging about? You won't admit it because your heart is full of bitterness and your tongue is full of guile. And as it says, as the psalmist wrote, a liar shall not dwell in my house. So you ain't going to dwell around here. Sorry, but not sorry. You can't come here because you afraid of this work. You're afraid of this labor. And then when you reap what you've sown, you want to bitch. You want to complain. I have never, ever, once in my life, passed by anything that pertained to my pastor or my elder or any brother and said, damn, I want that shit. I need that shit. And then let it fester and brew in me until it brings about something. It brings death. When sin comes to full span of maturity, it brings death. But none of y'all want to admit that, and you will not repent for it either. Why? Because you're full of your own way and you're doing that which is right in your own sight. So guess what? Because you've done what is right in your sight, in your own eyes, Yah's going to give you what you want, which is nothing. Jack shit. Being broke. Not just talking about physical, but spiritual. You're broken in spirit. You ain't got nothing stored up. You ain't got no oil in your lamp. And whose fault is that? You know where to get it. You know where the source of life is. You know where the fountain of living waters is. You know where Shiloh is. Why aren't you getting it? Too damn proud. Too damn full of pride to admit the path that I'm on and the path that I have been on is not acceptable. And I have to change. You're just like Satan. You will never change your ways. You refuse to do what is right and what is acceptable in his sight, not our sight. Pastor Dowell didn't do what was acceptable in our sight, because that which is acceptable, these people are fools. These people are fools on this road. Thank you, Jesus, for keeping me safe. Damn dumbass. Because what is acceptable in the sight of man, or in the eyes of man, is an abomination to Yah. You don't want to admit that your ways are an abomination, and it's a stench. When a man's ways please Yah, he will give him the desires of his heart. What does that mean when a man's ways please Yah? You see the fruit of it. You'll know when Yah's accepted someone because of the fruit that they bear, because of the way that they walk, because of their gait, because of their laugh, because of the way that they carry themselves and their composure and their clothing and everything that pertains to them. You will see a spirit of excellence on them. Why can't you just admit that? Man, I know some brothers that are so excellent. They're so pure. They're so disciplined and diligent. And I look at them and I say, Father, please let this spirit, the same spirit, be on me. And whatever is in the way, whatever in me is stopping this from coming about, Father, help me to get delivered of this spirit. Help me to get delivered of this pattern, these thoughts. Help me to resist them, Father Yah. What do I need to do? Is it fasting? Is it prayer? I want to be just like my brother because I know that his example is righteous. But you can't admit it because you're full of the devil. Y'all got to get these devils off you. There's deliverance. It's assured. Healing is the children's bread. Deliverance is healing. It's healing of the mind, healing of the body. Beloved, how I do wish that you would be in good health and prosper even as your soul prospers. That's healing. But we don't want it. Why? Because we're passive. We're complacent. We're okay with being mediocre and mundane. We're okay with having great lack. We're okay with not being blessed when we go out and being cursed when we come in. We're okay with having failed crops. We're okay with letting the mealworm destroy everything that we have. We're okay with giving everything we have to the heathen. We're okay with the wages of with the wages of unrighteousness. We don't want no penny from Yah, but we'll take all the gold in the world from Satan. We'll take the bitterness. We'll take all the shit that he has to offer. We'd rather take that. They would rather take that than what Yah has told us to get and to receive. To buy milk without price, but you don't want it. You don't want it. It's free, but you still got to go out and get it. You still got to get up and reap the corners of that field. You still got to get up and get that kale. Ruth did it. You telling me we got men that don't want to do it? Men that don't want to reap for their households, don't want to reap the corner, don't want to glean the grapes, don't want to do nothing, don't want to pick up nothing that a righteous man leaves behind. Why can't you admit it? You don't have a field. If you had a field, you would get it. You would be the one that would be helping others that are poor or that don't have enough. Or would you? Would you be the wicked man, the son of Belial? Same spirit that was on Nabal, would that be on you as well? David, who the hell is that? I'm about to drink and I'm about to feast. That man, he can starve. See, but that is the type of spirit, because you are sons of Belial. You are worthless and totally vain in your life. Your thoughts are vain. Let the unrighteous man forsake his thoughts. Forsake this shit. Why don't you pick up his steak? And I ain't talking about a ribeye. I'm talking about the torture state. You don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't want to resist. Then you're going to be dominated then. Satan's going to have dominance over you, and it shows by the fruit of your lips. A wicked man takes heed to lies. Do you hear me? Now, Pastor Dowell is getting the fruit of his labors. He's been a righteous man. He's done nothing but help me. Shep knows I have problems. Leadership knows I'm not perfect, but I'm striving to be. I need to be delivered just like every single last one of you. I'm not satisfied with the man I used to be, and I'm looking forward to the man that Yah has called, because I want to be that man, and I want to walk in that every day, and I'm perfect because he is perfect. And I'm moving on, and I'm striving for righteousness. But as for these other matters, why do you busy yourself with so many anxieties? Martha, why don't you come and listen to something that's everlasting? Something that's going to bless you. Why don't you come listen and heed that? But you busy yourself with many matters. And because of that, you don't have time for what matters.